After 14 years as the CEO of a national trade association, I decided it was time to go out on my own and take some of the skills I had honed there into things I really liked, such as strategic planning and managing focus groups, customer focus groups, and advisory boards for large organizations like convention and visitor bureaus, or for corporate organizations, or for trade associations, particularly in the exhibitor space, putting a lot of use that I have spent 30 years developing, an excellence in trade show execution. So I work with a lot of associations on their exhibitor marketing as well. So when I first started working with Sue, I had just left my corporate life. And I looked at several different CMO or fractional type options as far as training. And most of them felt like I was paying money for something that either I already knew or that I felt like I might actually know better than the person giving the lesson. So after I went through several of those pitches, I found Sue and thought, yeah, that's the one, because she's a straight shooter and I get that she has the knowledge base, she's had the experience, and she's running her own successful fractional business. So that's where I was when I found Sue. Since I joined the program, I've had several wins, but really the one that I'm most proud of is I was working my way through the coursework and I had to go to two different meetings. So I was gone for 2 different weeks and I was really nervous about getting behind on the coursework because I was really getting a lot out of the program. But what I found was the overview to the program kind of gives you the direction of where you're headed anyway. So what I found was when I was working those meetings, I was able to secure future business. I was able to go ahead and pitch myself confidently and be able to have a conversation about what it would be like as a client to have the benefit of working with me. I had already shaped kind of what Sue's message is in a way that I was able to have a lot of conversations that led to later proposals and follow-up meetings while I was in a large networking opportunity. So I would say that one of Sue's biggest strengths and the one that I appreciate the most is that she's a straight shooter. What you see is what you get. And when she tells you what her program is going to be, it's all that and more. And if you are struggling, like within our cohort group, we all struggled at different times. But if there was a resource that she could quickly develop with her team, she would do that to help any one of the individuals out or to help us better understand something we maybe didn't get in the week prior. And I think at the end of our cohort, she has decided to kind of change her function so that if you're stuck in one area, you can keep getting information and keep getting help there instead of moving on to the next ones or progressing through and still being able to go back. So I think the flexibility that I saw her bring to the program, which was already successful in being able to help those that are going through the process, was really amazing and very customized. I would highly recommend the fractional program because, number one, it's the only program I've seen that has ongoing work. Even after you're through the program, you can still go back and you can still have conversations and you can still meet with groups and you can still get the leadership examples that are coming all the time. Once a week you have a leadership lesson. You're still able to dial into those things once the 8 weeks is up. And quite honestly, if you still have questions, you can continue to ask them, or you can go back and refresh something you've already done. So for me, for example, I went through the whole program and then I went through it again. And I found that the second time through on my own, I knew which questions I needed to ask based on what I'd already done. And I was able to shape things differently and make them better. And a lot of that was being able to go back again to the content and seeing it again and then ask the follow-up questions. So, the program works for you if you work the program. And I think that, however you learn, there's a way to do it here. And there's a customization that will work to help you build your fractional business, no doubt about it. So what I would say to someone who's on the fence about joining is that you really have nothing to lose but money. And quite honestly, I think the amount of money is reasonable compared to other programs. The support that's continuous and keeps going is much better than other programs I've seen. And the excellence and the expertise that you're going to get is real. It's not somebody operating from a canned speech. It's not somebody who used AI to build a whole bunch of things and they're just walking you through the pattern like a coach would. I've seen several of those programs and those certainly didn't work for me. I'm too seasoned in my career. I'm too far along. I really need someone who can explain to me, all right, now that you don't have a team doing all of this for you, how do you do it yourself and how do you use AI to do that? Not give me a program you built with AI. And so I think that is remarkable. Again, the expertise level, you're getting someone who is a Fortune 500 marketer helping you build your business. And if you were to pay for that from a firm, it would be far, far more than what you're paying for Fractional in a Box.